It's just something that we never thought would happen. You know, after all these years, I'll put it in almost the miracle category. It's just so awe-inspiring, and the turnout here and the streets lined with people. Frank Wood was Philip and my uncle. He was a young man that grew up in a small town in Ohio. These were Depression years, so that work was not only hard, it was almost impossible to find in that era at that time. And he decided that he would make a career out of the Navy. So he went off to Great Lakes Naval Training Station, and he graduated from there and left almost immediately for the Pacific, specifically Honolulu and Pearl Harbor. And then the morning of December the 7th, 1941 came along, and just a few minutes before 8 o'clock, his ship, the USS Oklahoma battleship, was in Battleship Row there, and it took the full brunt of about 8 torpedoes.
He was a good man. He was a good one. Yeah.
These are the medals that were awarded to the family for Frank Wood's service.
My uncle was a cute guy. He was something. He was always joking and having fun, you know, and we were so proud of him.
And this, of course, is a picture of his whole group, I imagine, just out of basic.
And then he turned that thing up, and I said, hope you don't get in trouble over that. Turning that tie up. Well, I want you all to be able to recognize me in that picture.
He staged his tie different so that he would stand out from the rest. Don't know if he had to do a lot of KP duty for that or not.
Uncle Frank was quite a guy.
It was in a frame at one time, but I think it got broken and someone took it out.
I was pretty young, you know, I was just a kid, and you don't think much when you're a kid. You just know what happened.
For so long, it was just medals that we had displayed in the house and in my brother's house and pictures and things, memories like that.
He was a good one. Probably enjoyed every minute he was in.
Mm-hmm.
Asking Mother, why are you standing there crying while you're ironing? And she said Uncle Frankie had just been killed.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
When that all happened and Mom was crying over it and everything, I mean, it was terrible. And my grandparents never found out what happened to him, and I'm glad they didn't. My gosh, you think about it. Think about being in a ship and you can't get out, and you're dying from the fumes. They just didn't have the things to take them out. And my grandmother, everybody she met, she asked them if they knew Frankie Wood. He was in the Navy. If she spotted a uniform, she was over there. And we couldn't keep her away, these poor guys. Bless her heart, and she never did know what happened to him.
Well, I think it brings to light a lot of things that people just didn't understand, like the family. We just didn't understand exactly what had happened.
His remains were never found and identified.
We figured he was just down there. We even went to Hawaii, and all I could, well, they have the graves and stuff out there, but he wasn't there.
Everything changed, as we all know, December 7th, 1941. It was that generation's 9/11. And who was right in the middle of it? Frank Wood. Within minutes of the attack, the USS Oklahoma absorbed 8 torpedoes and capsized. Those minutes must have been just like you see in the movies. It must have been just absolutely hectic, and I'm sure that he did all that he could with the hand he was dealt. Where the ship was in the harbor, there was just no defending it. 429 sailors on Oklahoma were killed that day.
I was notified by the Navy that they had opened a casket. They call it a casket, people like a big crypt, I guess. in Honolulu in the Punch Bowl Cemetery that had commingled bones from many sailors.
They asked for our DNA.
Submitted our DNA. As several months went by after that, I was contacted by the Navy, stating that they had identified some of his remains.
And now here we are 76 years later remembering him. So if that's not a sign of immortality, I don't know what is.
They're burying him up where my husband's buried, and my mother and dad's up there.
And since this is a family burial plot here, thought it would be nice to have him by his sister.
I think this brings a little more depth to it, and closure, definitely closure.
Use the word closure along the way, I suppose, but it's more than that. It's just something that we never thought would happen.
He was active duty when he died, so that's, you know, part of, as if he would have just died yesterday or last week, it's the same service. They're going to show him the same honor and respect.
I was really glad. I was glad because he deserved something for his years.
It's become such a community thing. So many people are getting a lot out of this, you know, than just a burial. It means a lot to a lot of veterans, a lot of people that have served in the armed forces.
This is not just a man. This is a hero. He stood for us. He is gone, but not forgotten. He never will be. I belong to the Patriot Guard Riders, the Mountain District of North Carolina, and we support, protect, and stand up for our American heroes who have fallen. And we stand at their funerals, at their services, to see to it that they are honored in every way possible.
It's just so awe-inspiring, and the turnout here and the streets lined with people.
This was hugely important for several reasons, not only because he is an American hero. All of our soldiers, no matter what branch of the military they are from, and people need to understand what the meaning of the word soldier is. It is a fighter, a defender, a warrior, a protector, all branches of the service. And simply because he is missing in action, he never came home.
So many people are just forgotten, you know, that have given everything in sacrifice for their country. And I believe this kind of brings that up and says, no, really, those people gave this, and this is who they were.
A hero, a great hero, an American hero,